Today we're doing a lot with the vet. So we're starting with some foal alerts. Maggie though, she is one of our mares who's due soon. We have 4 left to foal this season. She unfortunately had colic surgery 3 weeks ago, and we've been kind of debating, we've been keeping an eye on her, like, hey, do we think she should foal at home where she's comfy? Do we want to send her to the clinic to foal? And after looking at her incision today, looking how close she looks, you know, because if she had gone like past her due date, maybe she would have let herself heal enough and she could have foaled at home. She looks like she's on the same path to foal maybe like a week to 10 days from now. And so with that being said, we're gonna go drop her off at the clinic. We've just made the decision, it's probably for her and the baby's best chance at having a successful, you know, birth. And we wanna keep her in an area that if something arises, they can handle it, you know, better than I can. And so she is gonna go to the clinic to foal. So unfortunately, we're not gonna have that on film to share with y'all, but I would rather have a healthy mama and baby than anything. So starting with that, she just got her cast licks out, and we have 1 more foal alert to put in, and then we have a lot more to do. We're checking mares, we're preg checking Raven. We actually have an x-ray because we believe one of our horses broke a bone. Lots of stuff. So let's get into it. We just got all the foal alerts put in, so everyone's waking up before they go out to their pasture. We're gonna do a little x-ray on 2 horses next, but the other one isn't because of anything broken. So we're just gonna focus on Daphne. We're pretty sure Daphne broke her hip. We'll get into it.
Where is she most where does she usually get adjusted?
Well, yesterday was her first time, so. Oh yeah, that did not feel good. So what is it called? The chupacabra?
Tubercoxy. I didn't even press on it. She just is getting
that like
aggravated.
pointy bone.
What's the x-ray? See.
Do you feel like from palpation?
She's a little swollen. I don't feel like I don't know if she's broken it or not. I don't feel any.
I mean, I prefer that she didn't break it.
I don't feel any crepitus or anything. And the bone itself.
So he's feeling swelling. We're not, you know, quite sure if it's broken or not, but I mean, I prefer if it isn't broken, but we are gonna obviously check with an x-ray.
And there's a little piece right there, you see that? So that's either like a tendon that's attached and it's pulled a piece of bone off.
Okay.
Or it's a tendon that's attached, it's just become unattached and it's contracted and it's a knot.
Okay.
But I mean, you can see it
Yeah.
moving around.
Yep, see it.
All right. Go push it in.
Whack.
Yeah, right there.
This is cool.
Back towards the butt, to the tail, right there. So you have a growth plate here. This is the normal side.
Mm-hmm.
See that? You see you have a growth plate here too. It just looks like there's more of a
going on.
Yeah. And it looks more separated. So it looks like to me is you got like a Salter-Harris type fracture, which is a fracture of the growth plate. So this is the normal side zoomed in. So you have a margin that's smooth, but you still have some lucency through it. Same thing, I don't think you have any chips. I think you have a nice margin. Now this may be a little piece right here that's come off of here. I think what you got going is a little Salter-Harris fracture. This, you have a lot more gas capacity through these fascial planes, which indicates some swelling and inflammation. You know, I don't like the separation you have here versus this one. So I believe you have a Salter-Harris style fracture.
So what needs to be done for that?
Rest.
And you don't think there's any floating debris that needs to come out?
Not that I see. I took 3 different angles.
Looks more like a type 1.
If there,
Type 2.
Type 1.
So it's like that area that you kind of see that has a little more separated.
Yeah, now there is a little spot right here that we're gonna have to watch. But I wouldn't start digging surgically on this. Yeah, exactly. These are all different angles. You see the growth plate? Growth plate there.
So you're not, I mean, I don't know
And I'm
how
not
to read
seeing
X-ray.
any
So you're,
bone dislocated. This is perfectly opposed. Yeah, I think you have soft tissue structure down below.
okay.
It's just pulled away because you gotta think you got huge muscles that attach to this ilium. They attach here and they go all the way back to the femur.
Okay.
And they are massive muscles. And they attach to this bone, and you have a little soft tissue that pulls away from it. It bounds up like a rubber band.
Okay.
So it's really tall, and once it pulls away, it kind of bounces.
Is that something that like
Contracts.
stall rest heals?
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll reattach. See how nothing is attached to this? This
Yep.
is your ball that's moving around.
Okay.
And black is just dead space.
Got it.
A little bit of fluid.
So the ball is soft tissue.
Mm-hmm.
Torn ligament, is that just going to be like lasering, stall rest? Would icing help?
Yeah, but I don't think, I would be minimal as far as icing and anti-inflammatories because there's not a lot of swelling there.
Okay.
I don't want to give her like evasive behavior. You know, these young horses, if you start messing with them too much
Okay.
and making them mad, then they stay that way
Right.
for the rest of their life.
Ginger. Cool.
So lasering, massage in the area around it, but not
Okay.
bothering the area.
Okay. And then how long would you think this type of like stall rest, like she'd need to be on? Because I can, once we get
45 days.
this month and a half, okay.
Yeah.
And then reevaluate before we,
Yeah, start hand walking her.
It's a pulled ligament.
or torn.
Torn. Sorry.
And next, we are checking mares to see who's ready to breed because we have two new ones, Melody and Kimberly. So I didn't plan on these two mares coming to the property. I had purchased them originally to put embryos into them and sell them bred. But with the fact that Maggie colicked and is no longer in the running to be a recip mare for me, and because we rehomed Willow after she ate about 6 embryos. Again, she's with my friend Shayna. She's perfectly fine. They are now residents of Running Springs, and they're here to be bred with my babies. So we are checking them today for the first time, see if they're cycling, and if they are, we'll go ahead and track their ovulation and put in some embryos, and hopefully they take.
She's in heat.
Just seeing where she's at. She's in heat.
There's Melody.
So
Or
Melody
just come out, one of the two.
either just came out of heat or is in heat. Do you see a CL?
CL, yeah.
So we probably short cycle her then, but since you don't know exactly when she ovulated, because
I need to
she's
see that.
receiving
I need to see the
she's receiving
leftover.
an embryo. So she has a CL, which is a corpus luteum on the right. He's going to look at her left ovary. Because she is having a frozen embryo put into her, we need to know when she ovulated to time up and doing an embryo transfer, because that baby is 6 days old. So we preferably do it when they are 4 days post ovulation.
Multiple smalls on the right, multiple smalls on the left. What about culturing her?
I would, go ahead and do it if you can.
Next.
So, anytime we have new mares, anytime we start breeding season, if we culture everybody at least once a year before we breed them. Pretty much, it might seem excessive to flush and culture and all the things, but I would much rather know I'm starting with a clean slate for sure, because it's a lot of money. Shipping semen, getting the vet out to check your mare, all the time coordination, and then for your pregnancy not to be successful because, she's got a little dirty uterus. I just cross off your P's and Q's and just go ahead and check everybody. So we're culturing her to make sure she's nice and clean before we put one of those precious embryos in her. This is Kimberly, not to be confused with my dog Kimmy, because that's Kimberlina, Timothy. This is Kimberly, or like Kim.
Okay, so this is Kim.
This is Kim.
Not Tim.
You're just here to catch them.
Her uterus looks very similar.
Okay.
Very similar to Melody's.
Well, actually, he might be debunking himself because she does look synced up with Melody. She looks very
She's actually
similar.
in heat with a nice follicle.
So So she might actually be usable this time because she
Freeze that.
hasn't
Let's measure that.
ovulated yet.
So she is in heat.
Yes.
So we're gonna culture her too. So she's gonna get a culture. She's got a follicle he's measuring right now. And
40.
I mean, it's already a 40. So if we can track her ovulation, then she's gonna get
freeze it.
used ASAP.
What side?
Which embryo to use?
That was a left. She's in big time heat. All right, let's scrub her up. Big time heat. Multiple smalls on the right.
So, okay, knowing that, because we'll put a frozen in her.
Okay. She can ovulate. If the culture's clean, we can give her a hysterelin shot and have her ovulate by Saturday.
Okay.
So, and put a embryo in her on
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay, so when we give her a hysterelin shot, if it's like tomorrow?
Do it today.
Okay. And just go ahead
We'll
and
ovulate.
preemptively do it in case it's clean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to just do it while she's up?
Yeah, if you want to go grab
Okay,
his
I'll grab a
hysterelin,
shot.
0.7.
Okay, so Lady, she's getting bred for her own baby. So she's one of those we just throw semen in her, which is easy. But she's been in transition both times we've checked her. So when you don't keep a mare under lights and they are allowed to just kind of go like dormant over the winter, there's like a time period in the spring where they're coming back into heat, but they don't really have any like, you know, large follicles. They don't really have any edema, no signs of heat. And so that's been both times we've checked her. She's just been kind of doing nothing. So with the sunlight and it getting later in the spring, we're hoping she's got some activity going.
More activity for sure.
Yes to more
Size of the
activity.
uterus is getting bigger.
Do we got some follicles going?
We got some small to medium follicles going. Those are all small. She's got some mediums over here. Yeah, I'd give her another 10 days.
Okay.
She's looking like she's kind of in her first heat right now.
Okay.
Kind of just starting.
It's not culturable though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and grab a culture.
Okay.
Have a good time.
So the last mare we're checking just for breeding is Buttercup, but then we're gonna do a preg check to end us off and see if we have another baby on board. She got lutealized on Sunday. We had just missed her, I think, on when we started checking her. So she's our last breeding check. We have one to preg check, and then we're good.
Okay.
Okay, we can't remember if we've cultured her or not. So
Buttercup, have we cultured you? Who you breeding her to?
Denver, I already did 2 rounds
Frozen?
of ICSI. Yeah, we tried to get her in time to breed with fresh, but we didn't do it, so it'll be frozen. I got to make sure that we have enough. Do you know if we have enough?
I'm not sure.
I'll ask Heather.
Ask Heather how many we have, and then
I
I'm
know
gonna
there's
get
a mare in
Christy
there
some
right
more.
now who we're breeding with Denver that we just got frozen in. How many doses do y'all ship when y'all ship to mares? You know?
2 breedings worth.
Okay.
Because I know the frozen doses. Is it like?
8 straws usually.
Yeah, it's straws to
We
dose.
bred a paint mare with 8 straws.
To Denver?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So then, after the fact, the guy that I got her from, he's like, oh yeah, she ovulates at a 6. I'm like, thanks for telling me.
Is that bad?
It's just like, she goes super long. Like, it just takes her a long time versus these mares that you can get to ovulate at like a 3.5 to 4.5. Like, we're just preg
This is
checking
more my
Raven.
speed. You see how she just kind of chill? Doesn't look like
She's been there, done that.
to murder you.
She had a really pretty baby this year.
She's in heat. We have good edema.
Sweet.
We have fluid.
Great.
Too much. We're talking excessive edema.
Like, she about to go
Like endometrial
so bad.
swelling.
Anytime the word
Smalls and-
excessive is used, it's not good. So do we need to flush her?
Yeah. What I would do is culture her. I don't have the tube in this vehicle to flush.
If you're coming back Saturday to check that one for ovulation, could we do her then? Okay. So
But she's frozen, right?
yes,
Do you want to just bring her to the clinic?
could.
Because she's tracking like she'll be ready to breed.
I just want to make sure we have.
There's only one left.
Okay. So let me get Christy to send more. Let me call her really quick while I'm thinking about it. That's fine.
Period.
And then, will you be his support human? Let's get a pregnancy. Let's end on a high. Let's end on a high. Let's get this pregnancy. That'd be 2 pregnancies on the books.
When would this one be due?
February
9th?
7th.
I was closer.
That means actually she'd be more towards like end of February if she goes like she did this past time.
Okay.
Maybe a little Valentine's baby.
Okay.
Okay, Raven, let's do this. Let's do it. Does she have cysts?
Nope. That's her ovary.
Oh,
We put it in 7 days ago.
8 days ago.
I'm not seeing it.
Great.
She looks good. She looks great.
Okay, so
Pull her off the regimen.
pull off regimen and
Check her on Tuesday.
Okay.
Don't give her a shot of legal ice. Just pull
Okay.
her off the regimen.
Okay. Bummer. Take her off of my due date list. Friggity frag. We're gonna potentially have another little like early baby with like a gap before the next mama. Right now, that would have been February 7th. Right now, if we're breeding like right now, we're still within like end of February due dates. Right now, if the rest of them get pregnant that we've bred, we'll have a February 11th, 16th, and 19th. So we'll see. Dang it. Okay, well, didn't really end on the high that we had hoped, but that is breeding season. And I want to highlight that with using frozen embryos, we're making it both easier and harder on ourselves. So yes, by having frozen embryos, it does allow us to put in an embryo basically whenever we need to. We only have to check up on that one recip mare. It's just readily and available whenever we need it. So that is convenient, and having them stored and just being able to pull from that bank. But we're not really doing any like traditional embryo transfers as much anymore. And it probably is I don't really know what the scientific like percentages is, but I would say it is a higher success rate with a fresh, healthy embryo versus a frozen one. So we have probably a lower success rate just because they're frozen, but the ease of having them readily available and not syncing those mares up is also a positive. So it's either or. You have to just weigh what's more important to you. So right now, I would say it doesn't make me worry that something's wrong with Raven or anything like that. Last year we had mares take right off, and then some of them, it took on their 3rd embryo. So luckily for Raven, it's still early enough in the breeding season that we're like still in February due dates when we're breeding over the next week. So hopefully we have 3 more to preg check that are already bred, and then hopefully we'll be breeding some this coming weekend and week. So I guess let's just hope for better luck as we go. We have 1 baby on board, but we're trying to get like 10 more. So hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions, and go check out the new Glenn and Coco merch if you haven't, katievanslike.net, and get this gorgeous pink that I'm wearing.